So the dishwasher is not draining. First thing we're going to do is pull the wax out, and then just twist it on the side, these tabs, and then you'll be able to pull it completely out. This is like so. Put it on the side, push this back in, and now the lower rack, this just pulls out like that, no tabs. The next thing we want to do is remove the filter right here. So this can be twisted and removed, pull it out, inspect the filter to make sure that it's not clogged, there's no debris. This one looks all right. Maybe we'll just rinse it under the sink. Put it on the side. The other thing is, similarly, the screen looks pretty clean. Again, we'll just rinse it under the sink, under faucet, and this doesn't seem to be the problem. If there's water, if you just want to drain it, use a sponge. To drain out all the water. Next, I check to make sure that the drain is clear of any blockages. In this case, it looks clear. Another place where I check to make sure that there are no blockages is the sink trap. I opened it with hand and made sure that there was no blockages in this case. The other place where I checked is this drain hose that's coming from the dishwasher going into the garbage disposal. I opened the hose clamp and checked both in the garbage disposal and in the drain hose that there were no blockages using a screwdriver. Since there don't seem to be any blockages in the sink or in the garbage disposal or in the drain hose, I'm back to the dishwasher side to investigate more here. To do that, I'm gonna need to remove the sprayers, the lower sprayer arm, the upper sprayer arm, and the feed tube assembly. They are retained by clips, so you just need to expand, like push the clips to the left and then remove these parts. If you can see here, maybe you can see the clip here. I need to just push it out and then pull the feed tube towards me, towards the left to release it, like so. And then from the bottom, I just need to wiggle it out to release it, like that, and it comes out. Next, I remove the lower sprayer arm by rotating it counterclockwise. Then I remove this cover by lifting this small arm over the tab and then rotating it counterclockwise again. And the diffuser can simply be lifted up. Next, I check to make sure that there is no debris here either. So I'm gonna have to pull the dishwasher out at this point. To do this, I'm gonna need to remove these two plastic retainer screws with a flathead screwdriver, and behind these there are metal screws that are screwed into the cabinet. There's one on the right and there's one on the left here. With the plastic retainer screws removed, I can see the metal screw from the hole here. Next, to remove the panel underneath the door of the dishwasher, I use a 5/16 hex bit drive bit to remove the hex nuts, one on the left and one on the right. After that, the dishwasher panel can be simply pulled out, exposing the underside of the dishwasher. Before starting any work, I had already disconnected the power to the dishwasher. Now I need to remove this electrical panel with the warning signs on it. There is a screw to the right of it which can either be removed using a 5/16 hex bit or a Torx bit. Once the panel opens, I can see the wire connections. They are connected using wire nuts. Now I simply need to unscrew the wire nuts and remove the wire connections, and then that should free up the dishwasher and I should be able to pull it forward. With the electrical wires disconnected, I'm able to lay the dishwasher on its side and get a better access to the underside of it. Next, I'm going to remove this hose clamp using a set of pliers and see if there is any clog here or in the drain hose. The next thing that I am going to do is remove this drain pump. This is the drain pump right here, and it can be, there's a small tab on the left hand side which can be squeezed, and this drain pump can be rotated counterclockwise to remove. I'm going to examine the impeller to make sure there is nothing stuck. This is the electrical connection of it, and there is this small lock that I'm going to just push up and then pull the wire out. That should completely free up the drain pump. I did not find any blockages anywhere, but on doing a drain on the dishwasher, the drain pump seems to be running, but it only drains to a bucket on the floor. But if the raise the level of the hose to the sink's level, it does not push the water up to that level. So I'm thinking that it's the drain pump that's faulty, and I'm going to order the drain hose extension, and a new pump for the dishwasher. To find the model number of my dishwasher, I open the door and look on the side of the door panel, and based on that I'll be able to order the parts. While I order the parts and they eventually arrive in mail after several days, I put together this contraption to discharge the water out to a bucket. So this way it'll save us from washing the dishes by hand or sponging the murky water out by hand. If you are wondering, some of the tools that I have been using for the job are a ratchet wrench with a long extension with 5/16-inch socket, a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a pair of groove pliers, a pair of nose pliers, a power screwdriver drill with again a 5/16-inch hex bit, a long Phillips head bit, and finally, waiting for several days, the parts have arrived. This is the drain hose, and this has a check valve inside. It has a 90-degree elbow. So this is the original OEM. This has a check valve inside, which only allows the water to go from the dishwasher to the discharge, so it doesn't back up into the dishwasher. It says right here, do not remove check valve inside. And this right here is a drain hose extension. The barbed end of the dishwasher drain hose extension goes in the drain hose. On various places, they're both referred to as drain hoses, but this is the drain hose. The 90-degree elbow goes in the dishwasher side, and then the barbed end of the extension goes in the straight end of the dishwasher drain hose. And then the gray connector part that you see, that goes in the garbage disposal. And finally, this is the drain pump I ordered off of Amazon, around 30 bucks. And that's the part that was, I think, mainly faulty. Other than the fact that drain hose on my installation was an OEM, and I think the check valve was not working. That's the reason I ordered these as well. To test that this is going to fix my problem, I'm going to install these parts without first pulling the dishwasher out. First, I removed the existing drain hose. Then I installed the new drain hose by pushing the elbow on the dishwasher drain outlet and then putting the spring hose clamp back on. And this is how it looks in the end. And then I installed the drain hose extension to the drain hose. The barbed end goes in the straight end of the drain hose, and I just wiggle the drain hose extension in so that it's firmly attached to that. Next, I put the hose clamp on. It's probably easier to just slide it on before attaching the drain hose extension to the drain hose, but this works too. Just screw it in. It needs to catch a little bit, and then the connection needs to be just tight enough to make sure that the overall connection is watertight. Next, I need to remove the old drain pump from the underside of the dishwasher. This is how it looks like. The drain pump is right here. And again, the electrical connection is right here on the left, and there's a small lock that needs to be pushed up, and the wire can then be pulled out to the left to release it. And there's a small latch that we saw before, which is not visible, which is on the back of the pump. I need to push that in and rotate the pump counterclockwise to remove it. I removed the old pump, but it was easier for me to remove the pump first and then remove the electrical connection here, so this gives me a little more leeway. And where my index finger is pointing, that's the latch that I had to push in and then rotate the pump counterclockwise to remove. Here's the new pump. It looks a little bit different, but I should be able to follow the same process in the reverse order to install it. Since everything seemed to work well in my test, I have installed the drain hose and drain extension hoses as they should be, with the discharge end of the extension hose going back to the garbage disposal. I've also tidied up everything on the dishwasher side and pushed it back under the counter where it should be. After tidying everything up and putting everything back together, I ran a wash cycle, and as you can see, the washer from the dishwasher is draining very well. In the end, I'm very happy with the result.